So when looking around at the national holidays for today, I came across one which was National Evaluate Your Life Day, and the image for that was someone kind of like leaning all kind of sad against a mirror, and it was very dark lighting and stuff. So I was like, oh, that's a good kind of idea for an image. So I'm gonna look that up on Google of people staring at themselves in a mirror to try and use for the thumbnail, and came across this amazing picture of somebody punching a mirror, which you may be able to tell by the art style is from a WikiHow. But the WikiHow is for how to tell if a mirror is like one way or not. So if like you're using a bathroom and people can actually see in through the glass, which has been reported at certain places. So that's it's kind of creepy, to say the least. But I came across this one image, like, this is part of that same kind of series of images for that page, and it's just the person, like, shattering the glass. And I just love that that's part of the WikiHow. I guess if you find out that there is possibly someone watching you, it's totally acceptable to just smash the mirror. I mean, I think it's more acceptable to smash the mirror than to watch someone through a mirror, so fair play. But it just seems interesting that the WikiHow is just like destroy the mirror. But yeah, so that's the thumbnail. Roll that theme song, Peter. Evaluate Your Life Day comes up every year on October 19th, offering a time to reflect on our lives with the aim of becoming better versions of ourselves. It gives us the opportunity to check in with ourselves and assess whether we're still on the right track. What do we got for some facts about this? 1755, the word evaluation comes into use, derived from a French word of almost identical spelling. 1988, the self-evaluation maintenance model is developed by Abraham Tesser. In 2006, in Britain, the National Foundation for Educational Research conducts a study on self-evaluation, and in 2008, a theory called the dishonesty of honest people is formulated by Nina Mezar. Wonder what that's about. How to celebrate Evaluate Your Life Day is by evaluating, recalibrating, and celebrating. Well, there you go. And 5 important self-evaluation questions. Do I work as hard as I can? Do I set high enough standards for myself? Do I allow procrastination and distractions to hinder me? Do I properly utilize my resources? And do I spend enough time doing quality work? Well, seeing as I spend about an hour or so every day recording, uploading, editing, all that, a podcast, I don't know if I spend enough time doing quality work. I don't know if this is quality or if it could be better, or if I don't know, maybe spending an hour every single day on a podcast isn't the best use of my time. But that's just an Evaluate Your Life Day joke. I'm going to keep going with it. I think it's okay. Next up, we have National New Friends Day. This holiday is all about making room for new connections in your life and celebrating the potential for friendship everywhere you go. Research has found time and time again that strong social support is a key to living your happiest, most fulfilled life. So get out there and add some new friends to your docket. That's a word I haven't heard in a while. Docket. In 1922, on August 6th, members of the Greeting Card Association vote to observe Friendship Day annually on the first Sunday of the month. This is not the first Sunday of the month, we're on the 18th. Or 19th even. And it's a Tuesday? Okay. Anyway, 1930, Hallmark founder Joyce Hall sets up a Friendship Day marketing campaign targeting American consumers. 1935, the United States Congress unanimously votes to designate August 6th as the annual observance of Friendship Day. Why is... Okay, these are all just about like Friendship Day, not National New Friends Day. Do we got anything about new friends? Nope. No, we do not. Okay. Huh. Our friends are a reflection of who we are. What if they're the people in the mirror that the person is breaking in the thumbnail? Gasp. There doesn't really seem to be any way to celebrate today. I would say finding new friends would be, oh, here we go. Get to know an acquaintance better, make sure your current friendships are healthy and happy, and attend your local neighborhood meeting? Does any neighborhood do that? Is it like a special one for this day? Because I've had a couple like people down the street just like invite a bunch of people over, but even then it's not like the entire neighborhood. Interesting. I don't know. people do whatever. Moving on to LGBT Center Awareness Day. It's observed on October 19th of every year to celebrate the assistance and facilities provided by LGBTQ community centers throughout the country. The Awareness Day, inaugurated by Centerlink in 1994, is an initiative to support the development of queer-friendly community centers. The centers are essential to the LGBTQ community because they provide freely accessible community services to members. These services include mental health counseling, cultural and educational programs, recreational activities, libraries, support groups, etc. This day was conceived to draw attention to the importance of community centers, which became a significant part of the LGBTQ movement. So in 1971, the first community center opens in Los Angeles, Albany, California, and New York to provide services and support to LGBTQ people. In 1980s, community centers assist with HIV caregiving, awareness, and prevention as the virus infects gay and straight people alike. In the 1990s, the community center movement gains momentum and reaches not just the metropolitan cities, but also the smaller towns, thereby becoming the first point of contact for many homosexual people. And in 1994, a network of community centers, initially named National Association of LGBT Community Centers, but later changed to Centerlink, is launched to provide peer support and assistance to the many centers across the country. 5 important facts about the LGBTQ community. San Francisco has the highest percentage population at 62%. Number 2, discrimination based on sexual orientation is prohibited by the Employment Non-Discrimination Act in 2007. I believe, that's probably the American one. There's one in Canada too. I can't remember what that one's called though. Most LGBTQ students feel unsafe at school. In a study, it was found that 6 out of 10 students feel unsafe at school because of their sexual orientation. Most LGBTQ Americans hide personal relationships, and transgender people face obstacles in accessing healthcare. Then moving on to Milad an-Nabi Mawlid, which is an Islamic holiday. It's celebrated by Muslims as the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad, even though the Muslim region doesn't usually celebrate birthdays as there's no evidence of the Prophet doing so. The accepted birth date of the Prophet himself started being celebrated early in Islam's history and is accepted as a nation or a national holiday in many Muslim countries today. In 570 CE, it is believed the Prophet Muhammad was born in Mecca on the 12th day of Rabi'ul Awwal. In 630 CE, Muhammad's army overtakes Mecca or Messa without violence once the resident Quraysh realized they're outnumbered. Oh man, I can't do names and words. 632, Muhammad passes away in Medina without naming a successor, and in the 1100s, Muslims in countries including Egypt, Syria, Turkey, Morocco, and Spain start celebrating Mawlid as a holiday. Awesome. National Pharmacy Technician Day is the next one we got here, which reminds us about all the duties that pharmacy technicians perform, including counting pills, entering patient data, waiting on customers, and explaining the use and effects of drugs and medical devices. Wow. Pharmacies couldn't run without them, and they deserve a day of appreciation for all their tireless work. In 1550 BC, the Ebers Papyrus, the earliest known written collection of medical plants, was written in Egypt. In 754 AD, the world's first drugstores appeared in Baghdad. By the 9th century, the government regulated them. In 1884, the first pre-measured medication tablets made possible by industrial technology appear on shelves. There you go. Now moving on to National Seafood Bisque Day. It comes up every year on October 19th, and we're excited to help you celebrate. Originating in France, bisque is a thick and creamy soup seasoned with any choice of seafood, including crab, shrimp, and crayfish. Because it's French, that's making me question whether it's just pronounced bisque or if it has a much different thing. Ooh, it's from the Bay of Biscay. Ooh, that's where the word originates, so it's possible that it is then pronounced Biscay. In 1600s, the word Biscay comes into use. In 1840s, commercial fisheries for lobsters are established in Maine. In 1965, the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization Committee on Fisheries is formed. And in 2007, researchers discover a bowl of shellfish in South Africa dating back 165,000 years. Woo! 5 interesting facts about seafood. If you want to figure out whether fish is fresh or not, place it in a bowl of water. If it floats, it's fresh, and if it sinks, it's not a recent catch. I think feel like eggs work that way too. If they float or sink, depends, or like shows whether they're good or not. Don't remember which is which though, so who knows? I feel like floating is. Oh, nope, I don't want to say whether it's good or bad. I honestly don't remember. 2, sodium balancer. Consuming fish can reduce the level of sodium in the body. 3, shellfish can purify water, able to filter about 15 to 20 gallons of water a day. 4, to get an oyster out of its shell easily, soak it in a club soda for a few minutes and it will slide right out. Interesting. And 5, it's good for your heart. Certain fish, such as salmon, tuna, trout, and herring, contains omega-3 fatty acids, which help prevent heart disease. Then we have Pro-Life Day of Silent Solidarity. It is the third Tuesday of October every year. It's a day for us to remain silent in remembrance of the children who have lost their voices as a result of abortion. In 1987, during a blizzard, 10,000 pro-life supporters marched through Constitution Avenue in Washington, D.C. In 1995, Norma McCorvey of the famous Roe v. Wade court case quits her job at an abortion clinic and becomes a pro-life advocate. In 2004, the Pro-Life Day of Silent Solidarity is established, and in 2014, pro-life protesters with red duct tape over their mouths take a stand in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. And finally, we have World Pediatric Bone and Joint Day. According to the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, more than 126 million Americans are impacted by musculoskeletal conditions. Many cases are brought on by obesity developed during childhood. World Pediatric Bone and Joint Day highlights obesity screening and prevention. The day also looks at symptoms, treatment, and economic impacts. Then, for points about this, we have 1903, Robert Osgood and Carl Schlater concurrently described the disease which now bears both of their names. This disease is a common case or cause of knee pain in adolescents. 2012, the first World Peanut Butter and Jelly Day focused on vitamin D deficiencies. I'm kidding, it's PB&J, but it's Pediatric Bone and Joint. Yep. 2016, the report from the United States Bone and Joint Initiative estimated 126.6 million Americans are impacted by a musculoskeletal condition, and in 2016, the global burden of disease listed musculoskeletal conditions as the second highest contributor to global disability behind lower back pain. 4 tips to protect your bones and joints. Exercise if you are able, eat a healthy diet, watch your weight, and know your limits. Overdoing it can be costly. Make sure you are staying aware of your body and addressing any aches and pains. Now, moving on to celebrity birthdays. First, we have Lil Durk, who's turning 29. He is an American rapper with songs such as Laugh Now, Cry Later, Hellcats, and Trackhawks, and Hats Off. We then have Sam Patorff, or Patorff, who's turning 26 and is a vlogger. Looks like he's got a bunch of YouTube videos. Cutest couple Halloween costumes. That's from like 2 years ago, though. All the videos that it shows on Google are from 2 years ago, so I wonder if he doesn't do much anymore on YouTube. Huh, who knows? Who knows? Then we have Spot'em Gott'em, a songwriter who's turning 20, and he's written songs such as Beatbox, Beatbox 4, and Beatbox 2. What? What? He's an American rapper and songwriter, best known for his 2020 hit single Beatbox, which peaked at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100. He is signed to Geffen Records, Interscope Records, and Rebel Music. So are the other ones that he made just like other versions of it, similar to like, was it Old Town Road that had like a bunch of different versions? I don't know. But yeah, the 4th one was released this year, it looks like, while number 1 and 2 were last year, and number 3, oh my goodness, what? He has 5 beatboxes in total. Wow. So many. Then we have Ollie Mull, who's turning 18. They are a TikTok creator, it looks like, who does what? Short form content creator who's best recognized for his Who Is Ollie Mull TikTok account, where he posts lip sync POV videos often set to pop songs. And before he was famous, he posted his first TikTok video in September 2020 and it received over 1 million views. So that's not really before famous. That's what made him famous. Ugh, whatever. Oh my goodness, what? Oh, no, never mind. I saw something and I thought it said something really, really interesting, but then I realized it was just a normal fact. And now I will not read it. And finally, we have Gabby Murray, who is turning 20 and also has some YouTube videos. It looks like they probably do TikToks because all of these are very, very short. Or maybe they just do YouTube Shorts. Maybe that's the thing. Oh no, they do TikTok. I see it here. Yep, a lot of TikTok stars that are famous that I don't really know anything about. And apparently before fame the before fame on her page just says her first featured video on Funimate was her lip sync to Drake's One Dance. But like, is that before fame? Like, that's just still related to kind of what they were doing that made them famous. Anyway, oh well. That's it for birthdays. Too many TikTok stars. Random Wikipedia stuff. In 1453, the 100 Years' War, 3 months after the Battle of Castellon, England loses its last possessions in southern France. In 1596, the Spanish ship Saint Philippe runs aground on the coast of Japan, and its cargo is confiscated by local authorities. Oh no. What could it have been carrying? 1987, Black Monday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average falls by 22%, which is 508 points. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure someone out there will. And for our random birthday of the day, in 1873, Jaap Eden, Dutch speed skater and cyclist, who passed away in 1925, was born. 2 days before the championship, Eden won the 1,500 meter and 5,000 meter Dutch championships. His time in the 1,500 meter was 2 minutes and 35 seconds, which is the first ISU-recognized world record in that distance. This made Eden, who trained in Norway earlier that winter, a favorite for the world championship. And there you have it. That is all of our stuff for today. So, as always, stay safe. Continue to evaluate your life. Yeah, I switched that one up a little bit. And you'll hear back from me tomorrow on a very, very special day. Woo!